Hello there, today I'm making a card all from scraps. I've got a card base, a piece of green that's going to cover the front, and a little piece of nice quality white paper that I'd been practicing stamping a background on with some red ink on just an old solid poppy stamp that I've been playing with. Because it wasn't quite large enough, I decided to adhere it to another sheet of scrap cardstock. And you can see there I've punched out the happy die from a piece of fun foam just to give me a base for the card, and that gave me a little gold additional happy. Here I am debating which of the two washi tapes I got out, the red or the black stripe, and I needed to take just a smidge off the side. I'd rather have the when I'm laying something on, I'd rather have the fraction big and trim it out afterwards than have it not quite right size. I've put the washi tape on, and now I'm just trimming that little portion out to make sure that that's perfectly straight. And now I'm putting the happy die, which is an old paper tray ink from Pretty Peonies die, just attaching that to the front of the card where I think it's going to be, and die cutting that out. Just removing that, just very carefully taking the tape off, even though it's very low tack and I've put it on my hand a couple of times to stop it sticking too much. It wouldn't be the first time I'd ruined a card by pulling it off too quickly, so I'm always very cautious. Now I need to attach that to the fun foam, and you can see, because I didn't intend to add that little stamped poppy piece to a white piece, I had to add a little bit to the back, but fun foam is very forgiving. Putting that on with multimedia matte, which is, I think, the best thing for adding foam to cardstock or paper. Putting a little bit across the top just to fill in that gap. And now that's elevated that. Now I'm just going to attach the green panel to the base, and because it's sort of a pearlescent finish on that card, I'm using wet glue. Some of the tapes don't always adhere tremendously well. Again, make sure that's straight at the fold, and then you can easily trim the whisker you've got left over on the other side. It's very hard to trim it neatly from the fold. The piece I took out is a spare piece. It's not going to go into that happy. I'm just stamping birthday onto a bit of a scrap of black paper. I'm just checking. I don't know quite what to put under that happy, and I find a scrap of red and think, well, that'll do nicely. So again, run that through. I want it to look a bit brighter. The black was quite nice, but I wanted to keep it a bright card. So just popping that out from the die. It's an old die and it tends to stick a little now. It still works well. Attaching that with some more of the multimedia matte, and just leaving that to dry while I trim out the sentiment. It's easier for a small rectangular sentiment for me to do it on the cutter than it is to do it by hand. I would always get it wrong. I'm just going over the red happy with a little bit of the Wink of Stella and attaching a strip of slightly dimensional Scott adhesive to the back of the birthday sentiment, and adding a little bit of the multimedium. Again, it's a very old roll of tape and I don't trust it to always stay. Just adding the little dotty adhesive onto the back of the happy and popping that down inside the cavity with the end of a toothpick. Makes for a nice happy little bright card. and uses up all those scraps. There's a photo of the finished card, and I'm quite pleased with it. And I've used some washi tape, which I never do. That's it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.